everything you need to know to start your day. The Morning Wake Up is streaming live with Steve Shetler.
Well, good morning. That's a magical intro here on the Morning Wake Up on Steve Shetler Media on a Thursday. It is October what? 5th? Yes, October 5th. Hey, hopefully you all survived the EAS test yesterday at 1:20. I didn't turn into a zombie like some people were thinking. Did you? Let me know if you're watching this morning and you turned into a zombie. Let me know in the comments. We'll see if zombies can type. Hey, we are presented by Ottumwa Coasters. As you can see, look right down there. It says it. Presented by Ottumwa Coasters. And you'll want to get your coaster. Where is my example coaster? This is like an example. A free plug for somebody that doesn't even advertise for me. It's Dixon's Floors and More. They've got one of the many coasters that Ottumwa Coasters is doing and putting out at Ottumwa restaurants throughout Ottumwa. You can see the list of fine restaurants in Ottumwa that you can see some coasters from Ottumwa Coasters. Look for the Steve Shetler coaster. Let's pull this up. Give me just a second here. There you go. Look for the Steve Shetler Media coaster at Ottumwa restaurants all throughout Ottumwa, Iowa. And if you see one of these coasters, take a picture of it and send it to me. I want to see it in action. I want to see it coasting in Ottumwa. So Ottumwa Coasters bringing us our morning wake up here on Steve Shetler Media. And let's see here. It was a busy night in Sigourney last night. Yeah, hopefully some of you were asking me to pick up the Sigourney City Council meeting. So we started that last night. That aired at 5 p.m. last evening. We went live with that. And it was a nice quick meeting. They were out in about 23 minutes last night. So if you want to go back and watch that, tell me what you think of that. The Sigourney City Council meeting. You can just scroll down through my feed and find that video from last night. Some other stuff you can find. Actually, we're gonna go to some of the video from the Sigourney Homecoming Parade. Now, hopefully you were there live and in person to watch the Homecoming Parade in Sigourney. We're gonna kind of fast forward through some. There we go. All right, so we're gonna go right down to. Going to the band right here. Come on, hang on, Sloopy. Hang on, Sloopy. Sloopy, hang on. So Bruce Pfeiffer and some of the Sigourney High School Marching Band doing their thing last night, part of the homecoming parade for Sigourney Keota football. Of course, the game comes up this Friday night, and afterwards, I followed the parade to the Sigourney High School. Boy, there were a bunch of people at the Cobra Field in Sigourney, Iowa, where we crowned our homecoming king and queen last night, Reed Molinex and Darby Mitchell. So Reed and Darby, congratulations to the king and queen of homecoming here in Sigourney as voted on by their peers. Hey, also coming up, but let's see here. What is the schedule for today? It's Home of the Brave Patriotic Day. So if you're sending your kids off to school, keep in mind that is the theme for today. And then also will be School Spirit Day. That's coming up on Friday. So keep that in mind for Coming Home, Homecoming 2023 at Sigourney Schools. Let's flip her back to me. Hey, there I am. And let's see here. What else do we got? We talked about Ottumwa Coasters. We talked about homecoming. Do want to tell you once again, this week, our featured outlet for Steve Shetler Media stickers is Grant Ranch Grub and Pub in Sigourney. They are on, the southeast corner of the square in Sigourney. So stop into Grant Ranch, get something to eat, get something to drink, and get your $2 Steve Shetler Media stickers for your vehicle. And that will get you a chance to win our prize this week, a $25 gift card to Grant Ranch. Who can't use $25 for food and drinks? Do it. Get those stickers, and you can get those this week. Our featured outlet at Grant Ranch in Sigourney. You can also still get your tickets at previous outlets like the Garden Gate and Barn Wired. So get into those outlets. Whoop. Hey. My sticker fell. Steve Shetler Media stickers. Get them. Garden Gate, Barn Wired, and now Grant Ranch. And if you're spotted with one of these on your vehicle, you will possibly win a $25 gift card to Grant Ranch in Sigourney this week. We will announce that winner coming up tomorrow. So make sure you tune in here to the Morning Wake Up. You know what else I was going to say? I got a couple of things. Let's backtrack to the parade. I tell you what, I was sitting there with my camera during the parade, and I was getting bombarded with candy. And they were throwing out some of the good stuff. Look, they got like the big Tootsie Rolls. And I held off eating these this morning just so I could show you that they weren't cheap at the parade last night. I'm really tempted to eat one of these Tootsie Rolls right now, but you probably couldn't understand me with my mouth full of Tootsie Rolls. So thanks to the kids. It was like some of the younger football players. I think they had bad intentions. I think they were trying to hit me in the camera with the Tootsie Rolls, but I'll take it. You didn't hit the camera, and I caught some of the candy that was being pelted at me. So thank you. I hadn't eaten supper at that time, so candy was my supper at the homecoming parade last night. Also, we were talking about winning. Grant Ranch $25 gift card up for grabs this week if you get your Steve Shetler Media stickers. Another thing, a rumor is abound here in the Shetler studios. I heard it. I don't know who I heard it from. I'm the only one in here. But the rumor is that someone, me, is going to be giving you a pretty neat concert ticket giveaway coming up this weekend. So you'll want to stay tuned and tell your friends that Steve, as in me, Steve Shetler, will have some concert tickets that will be given away over this weekend. And it'll be a country concert here in Southeast Iowa that's coming up. So let the speculation begin. We'll tell you all about it tomorrow morning at this time here on Steve Shetler Media. Who we got watching this morning? Good morning to you, Sandy. If you're watching, give me a shout out. Say good morning. Would love to say good morning back to you. Maybe tell me where you're viewing from this morning. Or, as some people do, if they're on their way to work and listening on their car or their truck, they just plug me in and they don't watch, they just listen on their car stereos. So if you're watching or you're listening, thank you for your support. Good morning to you, Helen. And also, as always, thank you to our sponsors right down here. They make all of my broadcasts possible. Good morning to you, Amanda, from over in Pershing Boulevard in Sigourney. Oh, those Pershing Boulevard people. We've got Michelle. Good morning to you. Jenna, good morning to you. Thank you all for tuning in this morning, watching and listening. And again, as I was mentioning, thank you to I always get confused where to point. Right down here. All these sponsors that rotate. Wood Iron Grill, they're a new sponsor here in the last few weeks. Barn Wired, also a huge supporter. All these folks that rotate down here are making all my broadcasts possible. So if it wasn't for them, wouldn't be doing this. So thank you to those folks. Good morning to you, Betty, tuning in this morning. And of course, Ottumwa Coasters, as we were talking about, sponsoring our morning wake up. If you have an event or you have a business that you want to promote, specifically right now in Ottumwa Coasters is a great way to do it. They're putting out coasters to all of the fine restaurants in Ottumwa. All right, let's do some of our normal stuff. I keep forgetting to play my birthday song for celebrity birthdays, so here we go. happy birthday to you. Yes. All right. Happy birthday, football coach Barry Switzer. Man, he coached some good Oklahoma Sooners teams back in the day, and the Dallas Cowboys as well. I'm surprised. Barry Switzer is 86 years old. Didn't realize he was that old. So happy birthday to you, Coach. We've got Steve Miller of the Steve Miller Band, turning 80 years old. Brian Johnson from AC/DC, Back in Black, 76 years old for Brian Johnson. Still wearing his little hat that he always wears. Bob Geldof, he put together several events. Didn't he do Band-Aid organizer? And what else did Bob Geldof do? I'm having trouble remembering right now. But he is 72 years old. Clive Barker, author, producer of stuff like scary stuff like Hellraiser, 71 years old today. Do you remember Axel F. back in the 80s? A guy named Harold Faltermeyer. I'm drawing a blank as to what theme he did. Axel F. You'll have to Google it. Was it Miami Vice theme or something? He turns 71 today. Neil deGrasse Tyson, 65. Actor Daniel Baldwin, one of the 5 billion Baldwin boys. Daniel turning 63 years old. Racer Michael Andretti turning 61. We've got actor Guy Pearce turning 56. He's been in stuff like LA Confidential, Prometheus, and Guy Pearce, a movie that is underrated and you guys need to watch. Highly recommended, Memento. Go watch Memento. That is a good movie. Let's see here. We've also got basketball player Grant Hill turning 51. Actress Kate Winslet from Titanic. Kate, you can't really see me. I'm at the edge of the ship looking out to the ocean. Kate Winslet turning 48 from Titanic. And Jesse Eisenberg, 40 years old today. The big 4-0. On this date in history, today back in 1921, the World Series was broadcast over the radio for the very first time. It was on this date in 1947. Let's see here. The first ever televised White House address with President Truman. Is this for real? President Truman, back in 1947, evidently asked Americans during his presidential address to not eat meat on Tuesdays and don't eat poultry on Thursdays. Why? In order to help the starving people in Europe. How does that work? If I don't eat something, why would that help somebody anywhere in Europe, especially? Okay. On this date in 1970, PBS was born, the TV network, PBS. Let's see here. Today, according to the national calendar, today is National Do Something Nice Day. So be nice out there. Do something nice. It's also National Get Funky Day. I don't know if that's how you get funky. That's how I get funky. It's National Rhode Island Day. God bless you, Rhode Islanders. Is anybody watching from Rhode Island? Let me know in the comments. Today is also National Apple Betty Day. What the heck is National Apple Betty Day? I don't know what that is. Moving right along. Checking in with things you need to know or you don't need to know. I don't know. You decide here. Mariah Carey announcing a Merry Christmas One and All tour. The tour is scheduled to kick off at a casino. Mariah Carey is playing casinos? It's true. California's Yamava Casino on November 15th. She'll also be going to all the big cities and will conclude at Madison Square Garden on December 17th. So she starts at a casino and ends at MSG. So that's quite the array of venues that Mariah Carey will be screeching at for her Christmas tour. Let's see here. Other things you need to know. ABC's The Golden Bachelor, premiering on ABC as the top-rated unscripted series in 2 years, bringing in nearly 8 million viewers. Who watches that? Do you watch that? Let's see here. Oh, Tamara says in the comments, October is also Hygiene Month. Does that mean we need to make sure we're properly hygiening? Is that a word? Show your hygienists some love. In what ways? Tamara. Brought to you by Oski Dental, one of our sponsors. Get a plug in there for Oski Dental. Let's see here. Netflix going to be raising its prices for its ad-free subscription service by unspecified amount at the conclusion of the actors' strike. So Netflix going to be boosting up your bills a little bit. New Apple Watches going to be hitting stores tomorrow. How much are those things? I don't have a watch. I don't wear watches. So Apple Watches, I'm sure, are ridiculously priced. Uber. They're going to start doing your errands for you, basically. Uber is getting into the returning packages business. If you need to return a package to the post office, FedEx, or UPS, you can call an Uber to do it for you. So not only will they take you places, they will also return your packages for you as well. In some food news, good morning to you, Amy. Hey, Amy, how you doing? All the way from Gretna, Nebraska. Hope you're doing well, Amy. In some food news, beginning October 12th, Taco Bell going to be adding breakfast tacos to its menu for a limited time. They're going to see how that does. Let's see here. Let's go to Applebee's. They've been gone for like 3 years, but they're back. It's called the Dollarita. Dollar Margaritas, back for a limited time at Applebee's. And in other food news, Panda Express offering its first ever dessert, an apple pie roll. So look for that at Panda Express. All right, it's time for today's Impossible question. 54% of Americans wish they were this. What is it? What do they wish they were? Again, a little over 50% of Americans wish they were, drum roll please. That's me beating on my microphone stand. They wish they were taller. People wish they were taller. I'm good where I'm at. I'm like 6'2" though. So 6'2", I'm taller than most people. People wish they were taller. Let's end this puppy with some weird news. When I read this next story, I think of the movie Gravity. I think I talked about Gravity here recently. That is one of my favorite movies. Sandra Bullock, George Clooney in space. There's all that space wreckage that just destroys everything in its path up in space. So, satellite provider Dish Network has chalked up a first in telecommunications history, but it's not one that they're necessarily proud of. The FCC has penalized the company $150,000. I mean, come on, FCC. Dish Network doesn't care if you fine them $150,000. That's nothing to them. Fine them like $150 million. Maybe they'll stop doing this. It's the agency's first ever fine connected to space junk, according to the BBC. The company was fined because one of its satellites, launched like 21 years ago, ended up more than 100 miles short of the junk or graveyard orbit. So there's a kind of a graveyard out in space for space junk. But this satellite did not reach that area. Dish was supposed to move the satellite 186 miles from its orbit, but it ran out of propellant after moving just 76 miles. This was last year, leaving it low enough to be a potential risk to other satellites. So see, this is where it turns into that Gravity situation, the movie Gravity. If other satellites hit that satellite, and then it just kind of continues to cluster and build, the movie Gravity is going to happen. The FCC says this is the first time a company has ever been fined for leaving debris in space, but it probably won't be the last. So we'll see what happens with that. I guess that's it. So once again, let's recap. Get your Steve Shuttler Media stickers. We're featuring Grant Ranch this week in Sigourney. Get your stickers. Stick them on your vehicle window, the back window preferably. You probably don't want to put it right in front of you on the windshield. That'd be bad. $25 gift card to Grant Ranch up for grabs if you have one of these on your vehicle. And this gets you eligible to win. So get that. We'll draw our prize winner for that tomorrow. Also, big thanks to Ottumwa Coasters. They sponsor the morning wake up here on Steve Shuttler Media. And also, as I teased, you'll want to tune in tomorrow. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, go wake them up right now, call somebody, text somebody, and say tune in tomorrow at 7 a.m. for the morning wake up, because Steve Shuttler, that's me. I am going to announce a concert ticket giveaway. It's my first concert ticket giveaway here on Steve Shuttler Media. And country music fans are going to like this, because there's a concert coming up here in Southeast Iowa that I've got a pair of tickets to, and I'm going to give them away. So tune in tomorrow, find out how to win. We like giving stuff away here on Steve Shuttler Media. I think that does it for today. You know what I didn't do earlier? Let's see here. I'm looking at stuff that you guys can't see. Let's look at our current weather conditions. I didn't give that to you earlier, because did we even look at the forecast? I think I skipped right over the forecast. How dare I? I didn't even load it up on my computer. So let's get you ready for today. Sunny skies, a high of 78. Breezy light west to northwest winds today. Mostly clear skies tonight, a low of 44. There is a slight chance of some showers tomorrow morning. Otherwise windy tomorrow, a high of 58. Clear skies tomorrow night. Might want to bundle up if you're going out to a high school football game. Of course, Sigourney Keota's homecoming is tomorrow night. Breezy conditions for tomorrow night and a low of 39. Things are getting real here in Southeast Iowa. A low of 39 for Friday night and breezy on top of that. Then on to Saturday, sunny and still a little bit breezy. A high around 60 on Saturday. We're going to rebound. If we look ahead, Sunday will be a high in the upper 60s, but only 63 on Monday on Columbus Day. So there is your forecast right now. Current conditions, humidity at 94%, just a little bit of a west wind, and about 48 degrees here in Southeast Iowa. That will wrap things up here on the Morning Wake Up, brought to us by Ottumwa Coasters here on Steve Shuttler Media. Stay tuned. Coming up later on today, we'll have Sigourney Public Library video with Miss Amanda. Also, Mahaska County Conservation, The Great Outdoors, comes up at, 4 p.m. And we'll see if we have a weekly pet from the Heartland Humane Society later on today. I know my friend Morgan at Heartland Humane Society wasn't going to be in today, so we'll see if that happens or not. Maybe. We might have a weekly pet a little bit later on today. And that'll do it for the Morning Wake Up here on Steve Shuttler Media.